am so excited today, y'all. We are checking in with an amazing young lady who's doing some great things in our community, and she's trying to help y'all. Her whole goal is to be of help. Miss Diane Clines, how are you today?
I am wonderful. I am so excited to be here. And thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you have something amazing that I know can be a blessing to our listening audience. So, yeah, we needed you to talk about it and kind of help the people understand there's some help out there. Now, it's snowing pretty good here in the Metroplex, so I got to make sure you're okay, the family's okay.
Oh, yes, we are good. We have no lights, no nothing, but I am still excited.
I can't believe it. This is very unusual for Texas. I keep telling everybody, we don't know what to do with this.
That exactly. They said with the wind chill factor, we should be one below or something. I said, below? We don't have that happening here.
Well, I want to talk business for a moment because you represent a company called LegalShield. And I know people have kind of seen it, but they don't really understand what it's all about. So I wanted you to come today and just kind of help them get a better understanding of LegalShield and how it can be a blessing to them and their families. Okay. So here's the first question I think people have. When they hear LegalShield, they're thinking, okay, is this an attorney? Is this a different kind of company? What's the difference between the two?
Okay, when you hear the word legal shield, most people say, wow, I'm a good citizen. I've never done anything wrong. But Legal Shield provides people the opportunity to have the information they need to make a wise decision.
Mhm.
If you don't have knowledge, you don't usually make great decisions.
Right.
So when I got started, I thought the same thing. I said, I'm the best citizen. I've used this over and over again for so many things. Like once I had a warranty. You know how you buy all this stuff and there's warranties, and then you try to talk to the store, and the store saying it's the manufacturer. You talk to the manufacturer, you go back and
Mhm.
forth. You don't have to do that anymore. Now, when you talk to somebody and my friend had a mattress. She had a 10-year warranty. When she talked to them, they was back and forth. She said, I'm going to consult my attorney. Then I'll call you back and let you know what exactly they need to proceed. So because she told them that it wasn't covered because it wasn't deep enough. The damage wasn't great enough. So she called back. She said, well, my attorney wanted these questions answered. And so she gave her three questions, and then the lady called back. It took a couple hours later. She said, well, we're going to make an exception this time, and you can go pick out any mattress you want. Power, peace of mind.
Wow.
That's what Legal Shield gives people.
Okay, and see, I'm glad you gave that example because that really paints the picture so people understand. But what about this? Unfortunately, during this pandemic, we have suffered a lot of loss of life. And so people are kind of thinking ahead now and thinking about getting their wills and making sure all their information is in place. Is that something that Legal Shield can help with, help them with getting their wills in order?
Absolutely. That's part of this subscription. We will get you a will, a living will, a healthcare power of attorney, dual power of attorney, and a healthcare directive. And that's a full estate package. That runs anywhere from $500 to $1,500. And we're going to not only give it to you, but if you have a spouse, we will also make sure that spouse is covered as well. And
Awesome. That is
while I
great.
know the importance of this, my husband had a stroke. I was trying to do business. They kept telling me something about some HIPAA law that they couldn't talk to me. They can't this. And I remember saying to somebody, well, I guess you don't want to get paid because he can't do anything right now. But the whole thing is when you have a power of attorney, it works for you. Make sure it covers everything because you don't know what you're going to need.
Hmm.
And as long as there's breath in that person's body, you have the authority to make decisions and get things done. So that's why you want the power of attorney. You want the will because that's the last love letter that you're giving your family.
Hmm.
And you don't want them left behind trying to figure out what to do. And with this COVID going on and all the other stuff, you don't want them to make decisions about how you want to live your life, how what you want.
Hmm.
So Before you wouldn't say you want to be on a ventilator, but because of COVID, a lot of people have to be on ventilators. So you need to change that little clause in there and say, during this season, I might need to be on a ventilator, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And see, Miss Diane, you bring up an excellent point because I think also, and maybe you can speak to this, this is something you want to get in place now because you don't want to be in that position, emotional, stressed out, and then trying to figure it out. But if you get with Legal Shield and you've already got this in place, then it's no question, if you reach that unfortunate time that you need that help.
Absolutely. The one thing about leadership, it gives you a peace of mind, not only for you, but for your kids. Just imagine they're going through this tragedy with you, and you're asking them to make life decisions for you.
Mm-hmm.
What we as parents and we as other individuals, we want to make sure we make that transition easy for everybody. And that it's amazing what will happen. My friend, she had stage 4 cancer, and her son walked in and they started asking him about pulling plugs and doing this and doing that. And he was like, he was just looking at her daze.
Mm-hmm.
But her sister went home, found the will. The will said in 24 hours after I'm plugged up, because she knew she had terminal cancer.
Mm-hmm.
She said 24 hours when after I'm plugged up and when my organs start shutting down, pull the plug. That son got so much power. He started talking about mom and her transition
Mm-hmm.
instead of sitting there looking like he was just lost, because she empowered him even in death.
Exactly. It's like you said, it's that peace of mind. That's priceless. I don't think people realize how valuable that is. And I want to shift here really quickly, and then we're definitely going to make sure everybody has your information. But as you mentioned, Texas is on lock right now. Dallas and Fort Worth area specifically. We got all this ice and all this snow. So what about if I just get excited and decide I just suddenly know how to drive on this snow? And I get out there and maybe I have a little fender bender. Maybe I kind of run into somebody or do something like that. Can Legal Shield be helpful in that respect, when I got to take care of the legal aspects?
Yes, they can definitely be helpful in that situation. Think about this. Most of the time, when you have an accident, you all shook up, and the first thing someone says to you, do you want to go to the hospital?
Mhm.
Well, at that second, you may not feel like there's a pain or anything. So there are certain words and a certain way you should answer that question.
Mhm.
Because the next morning, when you wake up and can't move and need to get to that hospital, they don't have on the record, well, you said that you were fine. It's where it's just words. You call your attorney, and after you call for help, obviously, the next person you should call is your attorney. And the good thing about calling your attorney now is daylight, but if it was late at night, we have an emergency number for all emergency situations. And if you're in a life-threatening accident where there are multiple cars, in Texas the other day there was 100 car pileup. When those people left home, they didn't know that anything was going to happen to them. So to be prepared and have preparation, it's just priceless. So yes, you would call your attorney, and if you have a moving violation, you would take a picture of the ticket, you put the court date in there, and you upload it to the attorney within 4 to 8 business hours. They will call you back and discuss your disposition. We don't fix tickets, but what we do, we keep them off your drive. We try to keep them off your driving record, because I know if you get a speeding ticket, that it stays on your insurance 3 to 5 years. So your insurance is going up,
Mhm.
even if you pay it.
Mhm.
So the power in this is, number one, they sometimes move it from a moving violation to a non-moving violation. Yes, you're still paying the ticket,
Mhm.
but it's not on your driver's record. Number two is, okay, like for me, when we first got started, I had 2 kids that drove and a husband that drove like a kid, and my feet wasn't exactly light. But anyway, our car insurance was the amount of a house note. So I didn't want anything to have it to go up in any way. And LegalShield, we have used that more probably more than anything, trying to make sure that those insurance didn't go up. And just think about this: you have kids. Uh, the one thing that I like, when my son went away to college, I told him, baby, if something goes down, don't call mama. Mama don't know what to say or what to do. I need you to call this number right here, this attorney. And whatever the situation is, you talk to him and be as truthful as possible, because he's the one who's going to tell you what to do, what to say,
Mhm.
and he's going to, make your life a whole lot different. Lots of times people say, well, my kid is so perfect. Okay. Sometimes they can be standing at the wrong place at the wrong time and just totally change your situation. Let me give you an example. This guy, this kid was 15, 16. He was standing on this corner. The police was following this child that was driving. So
Mhm.
he knew he had just got in that car and he couldn't do anything but get in the car. They pulled them over time he got in the car. So, the first thing, all those boys in the car get out, and then they searched the car and they found the young man's father's gun. He said, oh no, they don't know anything about this. This is my father's car and this is my father's gun. They didn't care about any of that. They just started making it so everybody was going downtown and the car was going to get towed. So this little boy, he said, my mama said, if I'm ever stopped by the police officer, to tell them I need to talk to my attorney. Well, the police officer was intrigued because he's like, now, what a 16-year-old kid doing with an attorney? But he allowed him to punch the button because
Mhm.
it's an app. You punch the button and the attorney is on it. You get to someone who gets you the attorney.
Mhm.
So the little boy said, my mama said if I got with the police or anything to call you. And he said, what's going on? He said, I just got in the car. It hadn't even been a minute. And they pulled us over. And now that gone and on, he said, well, let me ask the police officer really nice if I can talk to him. So in talking to the police, boy, when the police got through talking to the boy, he said, you're gonna go downtown with us because we can't leave you out here nowhere.
Yeah.
But you can just get somebody to pick you up and that'll be okay. And then he said, but what about my friends? And then he said, your friends don't have an attorney. They have to be arraigned, they have to be booked, all of it. But so it's power in having preparation. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
And it's so affordable. That's the problem. We have memberships that start subscriptions that start as little as $25 to $70.
Okay.
So it's just to what level you want, and we meet you where you are.
So, Miss Diane, this is what I need. You've given us a breakdown. I mean, great examples of why this is so beneficial for our families. How can people connect with you if they're listening and they said, you know what, this is something I need. I don't want to wait any longer. I need to get this coverage for my family. How can they connect with you? What's the first steps that they need to do?
The very first thing is my name is Diane Clines. My number is 214-881-5225. My website is dsclines.com. That's dsclines.com.
And you better give that phone number again, Miss Diane. Somebody might have been moving too fast.
214-881-5225.
And so they can go on the website, they can see the information there, make a decision about what package is best for their family, sign up. Is there a waiting period? Do they have to get approved?
There is no waiting period.
Okay.
We will have you within 48 to 24 to 72 hours. You'll be already pick up the phone, call your attorney, download the apps. We have two kind of apps: the legal plan, the identity theft plan. We have small business plans. We have any groups. If you have employees with 5 people or more, we have group plans that will be a discount for the employees. And the deal is, a lot of employees, I need you to know this, They will not be able to use the service against you. They will have protection, so they'll be fully engaged when they're at work because the attorneys is taking care of their situations when they're not at work. Let me just say one more thing that was important during this COVID time.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who cannot lost their jobs, they do not have money, and their rent or their mortgage is due. The power of being able to call the attorney, they can help you maneuver through all those type situations. And the other thing, a lot of people lost jobs, a lot of people have done a lot of different things, but during this pandemic season, Legal Shield is still thriving because so many people recognize that they need us. So they are calling. So if you're looking for a part-time, spare time job while you transition through this, I shouldn't say a job, an opportunity to grow yourself, and when the job market come back, you willing to go into it. Having a home-based business, it does wonders for the returns that you'll get on your taxes.
Exactly. So, Miss Diane, again, let's give that phone number and that website, and we got to talk some more. We're going to talk again because there's so many other things we got to cover, like you mentioned about the businesses and the opportunity, and just so many other things. But again, how can they connect with you?
Uh 214 881 5225. The website is dsclines.com.
Perfect. Perfect. Miss Diane, I appreciate you so much taking this time with us today. And I can't wait till we get a chance to talk again and spread out even more because I know this is such a benefit for our listening family. So y'all make sure you contact Miss Diane. You can see the information there on the screen. Call her. Go to the website. Get this for your family. All right? All right.
Thank
We're going to
you
get
so
back
much.
into it, but thank you again for this opportunity, Miss Diane. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, and thank you. Bye bye.
All right, let's get into it, y'all. There's more of Inspirations with Carmina.